Hey guys, so today I'm going to be looking at teachers who thought, wow, there is no hope left for you. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. I'm a second grade teacher. I have a boy who lies constantly about anything. He was on camera watching the footage of himself punching a student in the face, and he crossed his arms and said, if I didn't do it, then I didn't do it. The worst part is his mum believes every word he says and attacks the school for making him accountable for his actions. He's going to do something as an adult and go to jail. When they pull him away, I know he's going to be yelling, if I didn't do it, I didn't do it. There's evidence like right in front of him, and he's really going to be like, if I didn't do it, I didn't do it. But he's looking at himself punching someone else. What the heck? On Friday, a girl told me that she and her mother were walking down the street behind an old man. The old man reached into his pocket for something and all of his money fell onto the sidewalk. She and her mother ran and picked it all up. When the old man tried to take it back from them, they told them it was their money. They just stole from an old man, the mum and the kid? What's the mum teaching her kid? Oh my gosh, and the fact that the girl thought that she was so right in doing that, you know, because she told the story. Like, she was like, so funny. I stole from an old man. Funny. Really? I hope they don't ever lose anything in their life, honestly. Because if they do, I'm gonna be like, well, finders keepers, losers weepers. My wife told me this story about a time she was lecturing a kid on why he should try to do well in school. She asked him what he wanted to be when he grows up. His response, I want to be in jail. That's where my dad and uncle is. She had no response, probably the only time in her career that she was left speechless by a student. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that's so sad to hear, honestly. Because, well, I'm assuming he just wants to be in there because he misses them or like he wants to be with them. But he doesn't understand that what they did was wrong. That's why they're in there. This is giving me so many emotions, honestly. I had a senior say she didn't think it was fair that my exams used short answer questions instead of multiple choice. She said some of us just aren't good writers. And I responded that if you're a senior in college and can't string a few sentences together, something has gone wrong. She stormed out of class. A senior in college? A senior in college? I thought this was gonna be like in high school or something, you know? Senior in college and asking for multiple answer questions. Like, she should be happy that it's not a long answer question, you know? She should be happy that it's not an entire essay. Oh my gosh, what is this? I ain't doing any of that stuff. My mum already said she's signing the papers to drop out as soon as I turn 16. Oh. Yeah, that's kind of sad. Why is she okay with that? I had one student at a bilingual school in Mexico who, after being at this school and supposedly learning English for 5+ years, still couldn't speak it and barely tried to make any effort to learn anything. Didn't do assignments and failed almost every test. When we mentioned it to her parents, the attitude was that she doesn't really need it because she will marry someone who would take care of everything for her. My thought was, who would want to marry someone who doesn't know anything and makes no effort? There are people out there. Sad, but there are people out there who just decide to marry someone for their appearance. Jeez. Incident number 1. Can we just not learn this? It's hard. We should just skip it. Incident number 2. I don't have to get good grades. My grandfather owns a house, and when he dies, my family is going to sell it for millions of dollars, so I won't have to ever get a job. How many millions of dollars though? You know, I said this before in another video where a girl was like, I want $1 million, so I don't need to talk to poor people like you because I'm set for life. But like $1 million, if you buy a house, that's it, right? So I feel like it has to be like a lot of millions of dollars for you to be set for life, right? Especially if they're gonna split it between the family. But honestly though, I do feel like when you suddenly just get a big amount of money, like inheritance or like lotto, you tend to spend it really quickly because you didn't earn it with your hard work. You know what I mean? Like if you made that money with your hard work, you would know to save it and you would know that it's hard to make money, right? So I feel like people who like get lots of money like this, they end up just spending it quickly or like quicker than what a normal person would if they worked for that money. So like, yeah, cool. Just use it wisely, you know? Don't just spend it on everything. A girl in 8th grade told me she wanted to have kids, 2 to 3, by the time she was 18, so she could have the energy to keep up with them and then be a stripper to support them. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, she has a plan though. She has a plan. Wait, she's in 8th grade? Oh, geez, hold on a second. What? I am a teacher, but the quote is from my sister. I don't need to go to college because it's easier to see God when you're in the gutter. 5 years later, she's in a trailer with her abusive fiancé. Huh? I'm so confused by the quote. I teach English in Japan and sometimes here. I don't understand this because I am Japanese. Oh. Well, that's why you're learning English. Isn't that why? Like, that's common sense, you know, but then if you learn it, then you understand it. You know, a baby won't understand anything when they're born, but then they learn it and then they understand it, you know? They might as well just use the excuse, well, I was born and I don't understand anything, so I don't have to do anything. I had a student who was always acting up. I constantly tried talking to him about his behavior and I wrote plenty of referrals. Throughout all of this, I would email and call his mother and never got a response. One day he was pacing around and texting someone. I told him to put his phone away and he said, I can't. I'm not too happy right now. So I said, will you take it out to the hall and I'll give you 1 minute. His response really shook me. He said, no, I'll sit down. I just want my mom to turn the water back on. When all you know about a student is what you see in the classroom, it can be easy to forget they may not have a great home life. So I did wonder, is there hope for him? But it also wasn't truly any fault of his own. He just had a bad home life where he was stricken by poverty. We are blessed for many things. I had a student say, I don't need to learn any of this. I won't use it in real life. When I tried to explain why math was going to be useful, he responded, you're dumb. Watch me get rich without even going to school. I mean, sure it's been done, but probably not the best idea. We never use the Pythagoras theorem in real life. I mean, you don't, but some people do. Some people who are making money do. While trying to help them, like seriously going out of my way. Them, shut up. That's the worst. When your teacher's being so nice to you and then there's that one kid who just disrespects them. I feel so bad for the teacher, honestly. Like, you know that teacher is like the nicest teacher and wants everything good for their students, but then there's always that one kid who just misbehaves and just makes the teacher's life even harder. I hate them. I had one 4-year-old who couldn't hold a pencil. He couldn't remember how to pick it up and didn't have the strength to push it down hard enough on the paper to get any leverage. He couldn't color, had no motor skills whatsoever. He didn't have a dominant hand. His parents liked to leave him at my learning center for an hour, even though he couldn't use the bathroom on his own. He was 4 years old and didn't have the slightest grasp of the alphabet, and couldn't retain anything we taught him. It took a month to get him to count to 10. My theory on all of this, on top of a learning disability, developmental delay his mum was in denial of, he was a natural lefty who was forced to use his right hand. But because of the disability, couldn't and ended up not developing any motor skills in either hand. Poor kid. What are the parents doing? What are the parents doing? Oh my gosh, this makes me mad. I feel bad for most of these kids, honestly. Like, you know, I think it's mostly just how they're raised and the environment they're raised in. Like, there are so many factors as to why a kid is misbehaving, honestly. But like, yeah. I asked my students what they could have done to better prepare themselves for their exam. One responded with, "You should have told me to revise better." The revision sheets, and this is really important, wasn't enough apparently. What, they want the teacher to be next to them while they're at home to help them or something? Like, you have to try hard for yourself. Like, your teacher can push you and your teacher is going to help you, but what's really important is that you want to learn and you want to do this to benefit yourself. So yeah. There's only so much a teacher can do to help a kid. But yeah. Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!